Here are some of the background information of the two authors of Veneration Without Understanding and who made Rizal our foremost national hero. The author's name of Veneration Without Understanding is Renato R. Constantino, and he was born on March 10, 1919 and died on September 15, 1999. He was a Filipino historian and known for being part of the latest tradition of Philippine historiography. And apart from being a historian, Constantino was also engaged in foreign service, working for the Philippine Mission to the United Nations and the Department of Foreign Affairs. For his academic contributions to the fight against the Marcos dictatorship, his name is inscribed on the Wall of Remembrance at the Philippines Bantayog ng mga Bayani, or the Monument of Heroes. For the second author who made Rizal our foremost national hero is Esteban A. D. Ocampo. He was born on December 6, 1906 and died on January 26, 2000. He is also a known historian, an educator, lawyer, and a book author. Professor D. Ocampo has been the chief researcher of the National Jose Rizal Centennial Commission, a member of the National Heroes Commission and the Philippine Historical Markers Committee. In recognition of his best contribution to history, he was awarded the Rizal Centennial Award of the Order of Knights of Rizal in Research and Writing about National Heroes in 1961 and the Republic Cultural Heritage Award of the Philippine Government for Writing History and Filipino heroes such as Rizal, Aguinaldo, and other heroes, and disseminating history to Filipinos in 1970. So his article subject matter, for me, he wrote this matter for us na makabalo sa mga good doings ni Rizal sa una and how great he is.
So hello guys, I'm John Lloyd and I'm the one who will gonna interpret the 1, 2, 3 pages of Who Made Rizal Our Foremost Hero and Why by Esteban de Ocampo. So according to Esteban de Ocampo's articles that Dr. Jose Rizal is unquestionably the greatest hero and martyr of the nation, and his birth date and day of execution are fittingly commemorated by all classes of our people through the length and breadth of this country. And no other Filipino hero can surpass Rizal in the number of towns, barrios, and streets named after him. And why Rizal is our foremost national hero? So, natin no? Rizal is our greatest hero because as a towering figure in the propaganda campaign, he took an admirable part in that movement. Rowley covered the period from 1882 to 1896. His novel received from Antonio Marigador and Prof. Ferdinand Blometrit Rigador, a Filipino exile of 1872 in London, that said the book was superior, and if that Don Quixote has made its author immortal because it exposed the world the suffering from Spain from their country. Only metangkri bring glory. So, ang pasabot ato is si Jose Rizal daw is gina-commemorate daw ang iyahang birth date and day of execution sa tanang Pilipino, o walay laing Pilipino hero nga makalabaw sa iyahang kadaghanon sa number of town, street, barrios nga gipangalan after niya. So his novel po daw is received from Ateneo Marigador and Prof. Ferdinand Blometrit Rigador, a Filipino exile of 1872 in London, and said that the book was superior daw, and if that Don Quixote has made its author immortal. Sa kay gipakita man sa iyang libro, his novel, the suffering from Spain. And his Noli Me Tangere brings equal and glory. So, mauro to guys. Thank you.
My name is Alexander L. Alarcon. Who Made Rizal Our Foremost Hero and Why? By Esteban D. Ocampo. Before Rizal's execution, he was already acclaimed by both Filipino and foreigners as the foremost leader of his people. So, he is a man honored after death because of his exceptional service to mankind. On December 20, 1898, President Aguinaldo issued the first official proclamation making the December 30 of that year as Rizal Day. During the whole day of December 30, all offices of the governments are closed. The final day program was held in Manila on December 30, 1898. By his own efforts and sacrifice for his oppressed countrymen, had projected himself as the foremost leader of the Philippines until the moment of his immolation. And this fact was spontaneously acknowledged not only by his own people, but also the elite of the other land.
Who made Rizal a national hero? Dr. Jose Rizal is not an American-made hero. Justice Malcolm, an American citizen with his group, made a statement that voices all Americans of discrediting themselves as the one responsible for making Jose Rizal the Philippine national hero into account, saying that it was the Filipino people who recognized him as one and that they were just there admiring his works, showing it to the majority, giving people knowledge of what an impact Rizal's works had made. They were only responsible for sharing what Rizal has done. Bonifacio versus Rizal. The author Esteban D. Ocampo wrote in his article some statements of those involved in the argument on who's better fit to be a national hero between Bonifacio and Rizal. Bold statements saying that Jose Rizal is the most prominent man of his own people and the greatest man the Malayan race has produced. They say, while it is true that Bonifacio made the better result in the attempt of liberating the country, it was only made possible by Rizal, whose work made the Filipinos' moral rise that made them attempt to free themselves from the grasp of the Spaniards. The pen is mightier than the sword was held true mainly because of Rizal's excellent qualities and merits.
First, let me introduce myself. My name is Kenneth J. S. Mondihar. I'm tasked to report these 4 pages of Veneration Without Understanding by Renato Constantino. So let's start. In the histories of many nations, the National Revolution represents a peak of achievement. So ang National Revolution Day is nag-represent siya sa pinakataas na achievement na ma-attain sa isa ka una-una sa tao in making a choice or renewal sa iyang faith to gain freedom. So usa pa diya ang revolution dili na mabuo kung walay leader. So ang leader is after sa revolution kay mao na siya ang tinagurian na kanila hero.
My name is Harry Bihora. I'm the one who will gonna interpret 5, 6, and 7. Innovation and change Rizal. Rizal lived in a period of a great economic change. The country was undergoing grave and deep alterations. The end of the galleon trade and the Latin American that time were revolution or factor which led to an economic rethinking by liberal Spanish officials like Abaca and Sugar became prime expert during this period. Rizal writings were part of the tradition of protest, which blossomed into revolution so that country could be assimilated, become a province of Spain.
The scanned pages that was assigned to me are pages 8, 9, and 10. My opinion was that these pages of writings of Renato Constantino elaborates how useful and important it is to know who we are as Filipinos. Beyond to what we know of how much we were eager about the word freedom, even before the time of Spaniards, up until the time we reach now. He clarifies and let us understand clearly what it means to be as a Filipino citizen. That Rizal taught to us to his novels. For some, was not relatable according to their own perspective of some words, like the phrase, to have liberty as to have independence. Many got missed to evaluate what it really means to them, for they just only knew that you have to acquire both of it to totally satisfy with freedom. But in practicality, you can be free without being independent, right? Is that it does make sense a lot. Some of us also lose self-affection talking about nationalism because we thought it does not make sense at all for us. But Rizal never failed to have faith, serving what is really good for the majority of us.
So, according to Renato Constantino, the position and the contribution of Dr. Jose Rizal, like that of the Ilustrado class, it have to be evaluated within inside the context of his precise fact in the well-known fact of his time. So here worship, therefore, has to be ancient and critical, and we have to constantly take heed to the ancient situations and occasions that made a character a hero. And we have to view Rizal as an evolving character inside an evolving ancient period, because as we all know that today's revolution may have surpassed Rizal's expertise in that period in his Castilian orientation or the pronunciation, that always limited in his horizons. So many of his social criticisms are anyhow legitimate nowadays nowadays due to the fact positive components of our lifestyle are still carryovers of the feudal and colonial society of his time. In his time, the reformist Rizal became certainly a modern form. And Renato also says that we need new heroes who can help us solve our pressing problems so that we can always rely on Dr. Rizal.
So for the comparison of the two articles by Renato Constantino and Esteban de Ocampo, they are both focusing on Dr. Jose Rizal and his contribution for the nation. Now, on their article, they are criticize and explain why Jose Rizal is our foremost national hero.
So as for the conclusion, nadunggan man nato na both sides can like can they iyan opinion about kay Dr. Jose Rizal. So si Renato kay dili man siya ingon against kay si Rizal na hero. Ang iya lang is na for us to dig deeper or search pa about kay Rizal kay namanggoy uban na mga backstory or side story na wala katakabalo. And for Esteban is supportado niya ang iyang pagka-hero ni Rizal since tagan siya nabuhat para sa tong country. So ang ato na lang ani is for us na to respect ilang mga opinions para mahapit ang tanan. That's all po. Thank you.